Hello and welcome to Point of View. Finally, the momentous day in human space exploration that we've all been waiting for a long time. The historic Artemis I mission to the moon. NASA and its partner agencies today launched the monstrous Space Launch System, or SLS rocket.
3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis I. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
The most powerful rocket in human history blasted off from Pad 39B at the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida at 8:33 a.m. 5 decades after the final flight of NASA's legendary Saturn V moon rocket, the US Space Agency today launched its most powerful rocket yet for a critical long overdue test flight, sending an unpiloted Orion crew capsule on a 42-day voyage around the moon. Artemis I is an uncrewed flight test that will lay the foundation for a sustained long-term presence on and around the moon. This pioneering mission will be the first integrated flight of the SLS rocket and integrated Orion spacecraft. Running years behind schedule and billions over budget, the first SLS rocket is key to the moon mission. Artemis I will fly 40,000 miles beyond the moon and back, demonstrating NASA's capability to send humans to lunar orbit on the second flight test, Artemis II. Put together from leftover space shuttle components, a new core stage and a modified upper stage borrowed from another rocket, the SLS rocket stands 322 feet tall and weighs 5.75 million pounds after 750,000 gallons of super cold liquid oxygen and hydrogen rocket fuel is pumped into it. The SLS can lift 95 tons of payload and propel it to low Earth orbit and can send 27 tons onto the moon. It is the only rocket in the world that can boost that much material to the moon in a single flight, and it is the only heavy lifter that is already human rated. Even the Orion's European Space Agency supplied service module built by Airbus has flight heritage. Its main thruster is a repurposed Space Shuttle Orbital Maneuvering System engine built by Aerojet Rocketdyne that flew 19 times between 1984 and 2002. The Orion capsule can carry 4 astronauts on missions up to 21 days long without docking with another spacecraft. At its core is the crew module, which is designed to endure the harsh conditions of flying into deep space. For Artemis I, there will be 3 mannequins inside the Orion capsule to collect data via sensors about what astronauts will experience on the trip to and from the moon. At liftoff, the SLS generated a ground-shaking 8.8 million pounds of thrust from 4 shuttle-era hydrogen-fueled engines and twin solid rocket boosters packed with 25% more propellant than their shuttle predecessors, providing a breathtaking spectacle for thousands gathered around the launch site and millions around the world watching the momentous event on their screens. The current production and operations cost of a single SLS Orion system is pegged at a whopping $4.1 billion per launch for Artemis I through IV. The primary goal of the Artemis I mission is to send Orion to orbit around the moon and in the process set up a 25,000 miles per hour plunge back into Earth's atmosphere on October 10. The top priority of the mission is to make sure the capsule's 16.5-foot wide heat shield can protect returning astronauts from the 5,000-degree inferno of re-entry on a future flight. During the Artemis I mission, the Orion spacecraft's internal and external cameras will capture some incredible views of Earth and the Moon. NASA plans to fly Orion as close as 60 miles from the Moon's surface before moving into a wide orbit around the lunar body. Orion is expected to splash down in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of San Diego, California. Godspeed SLS, Godspeed Orion, Godspeed Artemis I. Ad Astra, that's a wrap, and I'll see you in the next video.